Hey guys, Chris Amos here today with the 2018 Elantra Sport GT. This particular car has a 6-speed manual transmission, which I'm pretty excited to drive. We spent a lot of time in the 7-speed DCT sedans on the road and a little bit with the 6-speed manual on autocross, but I am excited to drive this particular car in the hatchback iteration. Kind of a European design, European look and feel to this. I like the dual exhaust, and I think the hatchback is just generally kind of a cooler look for a car like this. So without further ado, let's go for a drive here. Hyundai's new signature grille up front and 18-inch wheels. Gonna be riding with Reese from Autoblog here.
How's it going?
As you can see, we've got some red interior accents that are pretty specific to the Elantra GT Sport. A little bit different from the sedan in here. You still have this lower stripe on the wheel, which is kind of reminiscent of the GTI a little bit, but on the opposite end of things.
Alright, half a mile when they go right.
Cool. Take us through some back roads. Torque feels nice, decent amount of pickup. This shifter has a really light feel to it. It's nice, no complaints. Did they mention curb weights on these cars?
I didn't hear one, I think. If I remember right, the i30 is like 3,100 or so.
Okay, that sounds about right. 3,000, 3,100-ish ballpark.
Turn left at the left.
Cool. With all this tech and stuff, I'd assume it's not going to be, you're not going to get in under 3,000 pounds.
Tech, the leather, the sound deadening, because I found Hyundai's to be fairly quiet.
Yeah. Pedals feel good for heel and toe. A lot of torque from this 1.6. Yeah. Brakes are nice. It feels quick. Nice and linear. Lots of, you get a little bit of fall off in the higher RPMs, but it's not too noticeable.
1.6 liters, 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet.
Okay. Yeah, it feels good. I don't know if it's my imagination, but this shifter feels just a little bit lighter than the Elantra Sports that I drove a while ago.
Interesting.
I thought they were just a little bit notchier, a little bit stiffer. Does have some punch to it.
Yeah, like the torque, I remember being like coming on low and like holding pretty well.
Yeah, no, it feels good. Not a lot going on under 3,000 RPM, but that's okay. You've got enough. You shouldn't really be flooring a turbocharged engine under $3,000 anyway. You gotta let it spool up a little bit.
Lug the engine.
Yeah, you don't want to lug a turbo engine.
Well, that's the problem. They drop compression to account for boost, but leaves things dead down low.
Yeah, which is fine. Makes people downshift, which is better for their longevity.
Right.
No limited slip differentials in these. Open diffs up front, I assume that'll come into play as we drive over this grass. Looks like you can disable traction and stability, which is always nice. Gotta watch out for that tractor up there. Luckily, we have a turbocharged 1.6 liter with ample torque. Ooh, fuel cutoff's pretty abrupt there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was
right.
It?
It's about 6,700 RPM.
What's indicated?
Indicated, it says it's $7,000, but it cuts off just a little bit before. In a car like this, you kind of want a soft rev limiter. for autocross, because I feel like you could buy this and some of the enthusiasts.
Well, I think this is one of those cars that's kind of perfect for the budding enthusiast. It's still great day to day, but it's got enough power to teach you some good driving dynamics.
Nice corner here. Oh yeah. Oh, they've even got signs for us. That's great.
Convenient.
Steering feels nice. It's tight. Hyundais have this kind of signature tautness to them these days that I first started to notice in the the Veloster.
Yeah. I mean, even stuff like the Sonata is, I think, weighted very well.
Yeah, and it feels good.
Right, 6.9, right?
Cool. To me, this feels just a little bit different from the sedan. It's a little bit lighter to the touch. Everything, all the controls just take a little bit less effort. I think maybe also the sedan had slightly different steering wheel surfacing, which maybe changes the feel of everything, but you see in the photos they had an iPhone 7 Plus jammed in there. There you go, fits perfectly.
It's a Nexus 6P, which is slightly larger than an iPhone 7. So.
It's pretty good, so they've got some future-proofing built in there. It's funny how they're designing car interiors to fit the latest phones now, right?
That's great. Like the... Oh, man.
There we go. Inch is as good as a mile. No, that is nice, because I mean... gosh, I was in a Mercedes G63 the other day.
Yeah.
There's no place to put your phone anywhere.
I love the G63, but like ergonomics, it's obviously dated.
Their ergonomics are from the 80s.
The cup holder is comical.
It's like a basketball hoop.
Yeah. And it flips out, so you know it's not gonna like support much weight.
Yep. So anyway, that brings us to the Elantra GT, which has a ton of features outside of its class almost. You've got a lot of stuff standard, nice heated seats. This doesn't have the tech package. You can't get that's right, you can't get the tech package with the manual transmission. You have to get the 7-speed DCT. And the reason you can't get the tech package with the manual is because the programming for the radar guided cruise control and a lot of those new features that you're seeing in a lot of higher end modern cars doesn't quite sync up well with the manual transmission. The development just hasn't been done on that yet, which makes sense. So, and if you're going to get a manual transmission car, it seems like you're probably getting it for the driving experience anyway, and a lot of those features they may not be a priority for the enthusiast.
They take a step back from the engagement. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not really missing it. I don't think that's a big deal.
No. And that's kind of a common thing. Like there's other competitors with manuals that don't offer. Mm-hmm. So
stay left here. Yeah, not really anybody home under $3,000, but this is a nice shifter to shift. You can shift it pretty quickly. Pretty easy to rev match. Feels good. I'm going to test the brakes while we don't have any traffic behind us. We'll do a quick 0 to 60 to 0 here. Nice.
It didn't feel like there was much shuddering from the ABS.
No, ABS, it didn't kick in too early. It felt nice. I was able to hold my pedal pressure just above the threshold. Good brakes. Probably hold up for an autocross or light track day. I've only driven these cars on autocross courses, and they always do pretty well for not having a front diff. And
well, I think
they're fun.
Together on the sedan drive. And
we were, yep.
That was perfect little place for that car.
Tire rack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really fun. This might perform a little bit better just with, I assume there's more weight distribution towards the rear end, this being a hatchback. That's typically the case. This might be the Hyundai sweetheart of the autocross course.
Right.
It is quiet in here. We're going about 60 miles an hour.
And we're having a decent conversation.
Yeah. Not shouting at each other about the Elantra GT, which is good. I like the ergonomics on this car too. You've got buttons for everything. You can control your HVAC very easily. You've got an auto button. Everything is a button or a knob. Haven't really tested the infotainment and radio because we can't listen to music, but I assume that's pretty much standard. It seems like this touch screen is nice and responsive, which is very good. There's so many new cars that have infotainment systems that look like they're from 2008. Hyundai's doing a pretty good job bringing modern speed into their touchscreens. Yeah, that works well. It's great. Surfacing and everything looks good. I mean,
there's a lot of plastic, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. There was a little rattle as we got started, but it seems pretty nice and quiet in here. Everything has a consistent look and feel. There isn't anything that seems like it would age poorly with wear and tear. Maybe this here, but that's not something that you're going to be touching a lot.
Right.
I'm glad that they've gotten rid of a lot of like the polished surfacing. There's nothing on the wheel that'll reflect strangely in sunlight, and it's a good looking interior. Does the Monroney have the price on this? Is it around $24,000?
This one all in is $24,260. That's with destination.
Okay. Not bad.
No,
it's about the base price of a GTI.
Yeah, right in there with the Civic Si, but once again, it's sedan versus hatchback. So.
Yep. I think this is probably, if I were to compare this to like the Honda Civic hatch,
yeah, I think
this is quicker. I mean,
more features.
A lot more features. The transmission is miles better. I was really pretty down on the Civic hatch 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
It felt like a Logitech G27 shifter.
Yeah, it's such a mixed bag with that car.
It's kind of a shame because Honda can do so much better. They do. They have in their SIs and Accord, sports for years. Even I think the fit is fine.
Still, I'm glad they're building it.
Yeah, no, it's cool that cars like this are being made, and I think I don't know how much the general public agrees with us, but I think generally hatchbacks are a little bit cooler in the sense that they're really practical, and this thing has a ton of space in it. They were rattling off like cargo capacities.
Well, they were saying it's got more than a lot of like new crossovers on the market.
Yeah, which is amazing. More than CX-3, like entry-level CUVs.
CHR, Toyota CHR, even like Audi Q3 was like listed up there.
Yeah, and I guess those are pretty small vehicles, but still, I mean, I like to see what it's like with the seats folded down. Is it more than Golf?
I'd have to look that up. Golf is
pretty big inside. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that we couldn't fit into our GTIs.
I moved across the country twice.
Exactly, yeah.
Everything I own, GTI.
Yep. Trips to college, one trip, you're done. That's it.
But it's the thing, the Volkswagen's been doing it for decades. Like, they've got packaging down.
Yeah. Might not be as much as the Fit. The Fit is bigger inside than it is outside. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of what Honda does across the board, is interior packaging.
Yeah.
Everything from, the Pilot down to the Fit.
I'm trying to think, anything else that people would want to know about the Elantra Sport. I mean, from a performance standpoint, it kind of matches up with the numbers. It's maybe a little bit quicker than I expected. It puts its power down well. Handling on this is probably going to be pretty good.
I think the ride's pretty great.
Ride's nice too, yeah.
Something that's sport-oriented. The seats, I'm actually quite pleased with.
We've got up and down adjustment. So yeah, seating driving position is nice.
It's manual over on the passenger side.
Yeah, it's manual here. All manual, saves weight, it's good. I can get pretty low. I've got quite a bit of headroom. I think there's probably a decent amount of room in the back as well.
Yeah, it looks like it. The wheelbase on this looks a little longer, so the rear seats can kind of sit low and back.
Yeah. And I know they've done some tweaks to the suspension. I think they add another control arm or something, an upper control arm, just to reduce noise and stuff too. Or
yeah, I mean, this is the i30, which is what this is based on, is slightly different than the sedan. So, but we've got a different tuning than the Euro version. So.
Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, ride quality is great. We've been driving in some pretty smooth roads, but initially, just when we took off, there's a pretty bumpy road under that traffic light. That was nice. If there's a place for us to pull off here, I might just quickly take a quick walk around to the interior.
Yeah.
And it might give us a gap with some of this traffic too. Yeah, a decent amount of storage in here. Cup holders look nice. You've got a big one and a little one. USB aux port for audio.
There's two 12 volts.
Yep. One for your radar detector, one for your phone.
Right.
These don't extend, but you do have a little piece that slides out.
No moonroof. I wonder if that's an option on the tech package.
It might be. Yeah.
Which means you can't get it with a manual.
This is the enthusiast one, though. No sunroof. You got a little bit better headroom.
I don't care about sunroofs.
I don't either.
Yeah,
this is the way you would want it for the driving enthusiast. I think they've done a pretty good job optioning this as it sits.
Well, they've got you can still get the big screen with CarPlay and Android Auto, but you get manual and leather, even heated seats, but you still get the manual transmission. Yeah, I think the price point's pretty good.
Let's take a look under the hood here. Let's see what the engine bay looks like. It's just a big piece of plastic, or we've got some dressing going on.
That's better than I expected.
Yeah, not bad. No surprises though. Not as much tick from the direct injectors as I remember from other Hyundais. Heavy hood though.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh.
That Hyundai Steel.
That's right, man. It does have a pretty small footprint. It's a smaller looking car than you'd expect.
Overhangs are short, which makes me think that the wheelbase is long. I don't know the spec on it.
Yeah, it's probably longer than it looks. I mean, you've got probably have around 12 to 14 inches of overhang in the rear. That's not bad.
There's another 12 volt in the back.
Okay, that's good. Gotta unlock some doors here so we can get in the back. Where's our unlock button here? There we go. Let's see what my driving position's like here. Alright, so I'm 5'10". We've got a pretty decent amount of room in the back. Lots of cup holders. You've got some on the door, lots of storage back here. You've got your more bacon, zero bacon airflow meter there. Yeah, looks good. All right. Cool, guys. Well, you know what? I'm going to wrap this video up there. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. New Elantra GT Sport. There you go. Thanks for hanging out, Reese.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.